Chris Asmus here from BC Rugby, talking about kickoff positioning and movement. Today we're going to talk about three things. The first being where we can be to see what we need to see. The second being how to move to get to that next phase or what's next. And thirdly, and arguably most importantly, staying out of the way. So every game starts with a kickoff. Often we have deep kickoffs that go long. And if they're gathered by the defensive team, what we're going to see most likely is an exit strategy. So in most levels of rugby nowadays, we're not going to see halfbacks trying to kick the ball without adequate cover. So in order to create time and space for a successful exit kick, we're most likely to see are a couple phases of forward play. So here, after that ball's been secured really quickly at this level, of course, the referee has a few things to consider. A, what's this player doing? What's the halfback about to do with the ball? Where are the threats to him and what he's doing? And, of course, what that means for the referee and where he needs to be. So looking here, we have our gain line over here. Players on side behind the hindmost foot. So that's not really a problem here for the referee. We're looking at what the halfback's doing. And what's most interesting here is why the referee decided to put himself here as opposed to on the blind side. A lot of people in community rugby will put themselves on the blind side because it's out the way. But what you don't have available for you here is a clear view of the players who are most likely going to be involved in the next phase of play, which are these three players here. So as we watch this unfold in front of us, we see that the defensive team tries one phase to their right. From there, the forwards come in a wrap pattern and get around the corner in order to create some time and space for this exit kick to happen. Now, what does this mean for the referee? We have to be very aware of the pattern the forwards run. So being on that gain line space where we have defenders going one way and attackers going the other way, to put it simple, not a good place to be. So being flat in line with the ball, not a good place for the referee to be. What we see here is as the ball's emerging, the referees drop a step, maybe two steps behind where the ball is. He has a good view of number 8 here, who's in a precarious position. He can see number 3 over here, and he's not really concerned with number 1 because number 1's not really in a position to contest this kick. What he's also able to do from this position is see the attacking side and make sure that the pillars or blockers are behind their hindmost foot in the ruck, which is over here, arguably even over here. As we watch this exit unfold, because we've taken that step behind the ball, observing both sides, observing the body language of the halfback that's about to kick, we can manage a successful exit. So again, to summarize, where can we be off this kickoff? We have options available to us. We can work around to the blind side if we wanted to. We can hang around the open side. But what's very important is we have to stay out of that gain line space. So this is not an ideal time for the flat attack position. We're looking to be dynamic and moving around the spaces maybe 35 to 40 degrees relative to the gain line and the position of the halfback. That's where we can be. What's next? being aware of what's happening with the ball, what's happening in the halfback, and being able to respond to that. So the ball coming back towards us, we're paying attention of where the next phase of play is going to be, likely over here. So we're making sure our movement pattern allows us to get to that next phase. And finally, staying out of the way. Let the players get there first in this situation. So there is no need for the referee to bolt across to the open side here and jet into a position to manage defenders who are not interested in contesting this space. Number 6 is miles behind the offside line, which would be back over here. We're making sure that we're allowing the players to get where they want to be, not getting in their way, not getting bumped into. Because the ball's already secured, there's no need for us to be there in a panic. Doesn't excuse us from managing. We have to still eventually get into position, but what we're able to do is allow the players to get where they need to be so that we can stay out of the way, manage what we need to manage, and let the play unfold in front of us without any unnecessary stoppages. Hope we found this useful. This has been Chris Osmus from BC Rugby talking about kickoff, exit, positioning, and movement.